Hey, what's up? It's Karen San Diego. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new here, I lost 115 pounds with VSG surgery and I document my journey. So go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. I feel like it's been so long since you sat down and done like an update, and typically I do like a VSG update, but I wanted to make this one more of just like a life update because I feel like so much has happened recently. I don't have like my typical script because I just wanted to sit down and talk. Hopefully I don't have to do too much cuts. Like I just want this to kind of feel like I'm just talking to my friends. Like I don't want to do like the whole formal, have a script, everything's planned out type of chit chat, just like a life update. So with that being said, let's just get right on into the video. So last we spoke, my last two videos have both been about my brachioplasty. So if you don't know, I talked about it on YouTube. I have two or three videos about it. And then I also have a lot of content on Instagram and TikTok about it. But I recently had a brachioplasty. So I had the loose skin on my arms removed. That was an area that has always been a problem for me. Like since I was a little girl, I have not been wearing sleeveless shirts, and I think that's a problem in and of itself that I felt that self-conscious at such a young age. But to be honest, I have always felt self-conscious about my arms. And then when I gained a lot of weight and then lost a lot of weight, and this I did twice in my life, both times I was left with a lot of loose skin on my arms. And it was the kind of thing to where like I had went to personal trainers and like really tried, genuinely tried really hard to exercise to lose the loose skin on my arms. And even personal trainers like who I was paying to get this problem to go away, they were just like, listen, like there is nothing that I can do for the skin. We can build some muscle in that area, but when it comes to the skin in that area, the only way to remove it is surgery. So my trainer said that. I went to like a liposuction consult. They told me there's nothing we could do, surgery. I went to my doctor, same thing, surgery. And that's how the surgery was, my doctor cleared me because she was like, honestly, really, the only thing you can do about loose skin is surgery. So I did get my brachioplasty. I'm now like, I think like 8 or 9 weeks post-op. If you go back and watch the update I did that around like 6 or 7 weeks post-op. Everything still looks about the same, only some of the swelling has gone down a little bit more now. So that's the only main difference there. So if you want to see like what it's looking like, go back and watch that video because I have like, I spin around, I do all the stuff to show you what my arms are looking like. But appearances aside, I wanted to just talk a little bit more about that experience as a whole and like how it's going now. So I recently went on vacation. Ryan's birthday, Ryan turned 5. That's another thing that's happened. Ryan turned 5 and started kindergarten. She's at kindergarten as we speak right now. But with her turning 5, all she wanted to do for her 5th birthday was go see flamingos. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always posting Ryan in her flamingo costume. She wears it almost every single day. And she really wanted to see flamingos. And if you don't know, flamingos, Aruba has Flamingo Beach, which there's literally flamingos walking around on the beach. It's owned by the Renaissance Hotel. That's where we stayed, the Renaissance Hotel in Aruba. So we were there last week and I had bought a whole bunch of new clothes for vacation. And when I tell you, I was looking through my suitcase, I don't think I packed a single thing with sleeves. For the first time in my life, I did not pack anything with sleeves on it, like literally nothing. My entire suitcase was completely full with clothes that were sleeveless. And I've never done that before. Usually on vacation, the most sleeveless thing you'll ever catch me in on vacation is a swimsuit. And honestly, I put the swimsuit on, I run in that pool, and as soon as I get back up, I'm putting the cover up on. Like that's how I was before. Even if I was to take a picture, like I'm keeping my arms down like this in order to not lift my arms up for the picture because I was so self-conscious of my arms. But this trip, I don't even care. People keep asking me about the scar. Like, are you self-conscious about the scar, the scar, the scar, the scar? I don't care about the scar. Honestly, the scar, like as the scar is like a little bit darker right now, if it stayed like that, I genuinely don't care. I wanted the skin gone. The skin is gone. So I have my arms out. I was feeling good about myself. I was wearing sleeveless every single day. Every single day I had on sleeveless outfits, which for like someone who hasn't experienced being self-conscious about an area may not understand how big of a deal that is. But for me, it was a huge deal that I literally didn't wear sleeves for an entire vacation, other than a cover-up that I had that had sleeves on it. But other than that cover-up, sleeveless every single day, and I was loving every second of it. It felt like such a non-scale victory for me, just because of that being something that was such a problem for me for my entire life. So just like really getting to enjoy my arms felt really, really good on vacation, outside of, you know, seeing my baby with the flamingos and having great family time. I did a pretty good job at unplugging on that trip. Like, me and Chad, we were both barely on our phones. Like, the pictures that we took were on my camera, so like literally we would have the camera and snap some pictures, but our phones, we really weren't on the phones. Like, we were really genuinely unplugged and just present on this vacation in a way that we hadn't been for a really long time. So the vacation was great, but what I really wanted to highlight was the fact that my arms were out. On the topic of my arms, on top of the fact that, you know, I'm wearing a lot of sleeveless outfits now, also I wanted to say I'm 8 or 9 weeks post-op. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. I'll put on the screen right here what exactly post-op I am. I'll calculate it when I'm editing. But people have asked me about like pain and tenderness. I have absolutely no pain or tenderness. Like, it feels completely normal. I can squeeze my arms like nothing is wrong. Every now and then I'll feel a random tingle like by my incision, and I think that's just because they cut your skin. Over time, the nerves are still like regenerating in that area, which is what I think those tingles are. So randomly I'll feel that, but it is not pain. And I'm still wearing, let me see if I can take an arm out. I'm still wearing the scar tape, if you can see it here. I'm still wearing the scar tape for the most part, almost every single day. So I take it off, I take a shower, and then I put the scar tape right back on almost every single day. On vacation, I did take it off, like if I was getting in the water. Like, the scar tape on the box, it says waterproof, but that's a joke. It was not waterproof, because anytime I went in the pool, it would start lifting, and that would annoy me, so I would take it off to do that. But other than that, I even wore the scar tape on vacation, just because my doctor did warn me about like being in the sun. And if you've been to Aruba, Aruba is hot. That is a desert island. So I didn't want to like tan the scar, so I wore the tape for the most part. Didn't have any issues with that, other than like going in the pool. When I went in the pool, I would just take it off and go in the pool, and I didn't have any issues with tanning it. The scars remained the same. Like I said, the swelling is starting to go down a little bit. My arms, I feel like, are still a little bit swollen, but my doctor did say that it would take about a year to like see like the complete finished product of my arms. Like, the swelling and like water retention in the entire body takes a while to like go down. So like, I'm still healing. Although I feel great, although I'm recovered, I am still healing. Along those lines, I did recently get back in the gym, and I'm so excited about that. Like, I genuinely missed being in the gym while I was on this recovery journey. And that sounds weird, because the gym is not something that I would have missed before. Before losing weight, I was not a gym girl. Like, I did not enjoy the gym. The gym felt like punishment to me, but now like the gym feels like a release. Like, it feels like therapy almost to me. Like, I feel amazing in the gym. I love that I'm doing something great for my body. I love movement in general. Like, I have like 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes before I need to leave to go get Ryan from school, and I'm gonna walk. Like, I'm gonna choose to walk, not gonna like try to get in the car or anything. Like, I'm gonna walk. I walked her to school this morning. Every single day that she's been in school, I've either walked to pick her up or drop her off. And today I'm walking to pick her up and drop her off instead of getting in the car. And I want to be moving my body. I was not moving my body while I was recovering. I genuinely was focusing on recovering. Like, I wasn't concerned with weight gain or anything like that. I just really wanted to recover as best as I could and have a surgery that was free of complications. I know a lot of people are really concerned about weight gain, but that's not something that I was really concerned about, which brings me into the next thing, which is weight gain. So I did gain weight on this recovery journey, and there's multiple things that play into that. So on one hand, I was not moving. Like, when I say I was not moving, like if you go back and watch like even like my TikToks, I'm always in the same place. I was on my couch all day, every day, not really doing much. And as for my calories, I kept my calories at like my maintenance, how I eat for maintenance, not really how I eat for weight loss. And the reason I did that was because easily I could have just like decreased my calories to my weight loss calories. But keep in mind, I had bariatric surgery. So my weight loss calories are a lot less than a typical person. And even my maintenance calories are less than a typical person's maintenance calories. So I felt like for recovery, and I did a lot of research on this, your body does need more calories for that in order to help you heal. So you don't want to decrease your calories when you're having surgery of any kind, unless it's a surgery with a food restriction like VSG. But for your arms, there's no food restriction. So you really want to make sure that you are eating, right? So I was eating my normal calories and I was not moving, which led to some weight gain. And then on top of the weight gain from calories and not moving my body, like when I say I was not exercising, I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't exercising, I wasn't walking, I wasn't working out, nothing, right? So I gained weight because of that. And then another portion of the weight gain, I don't know how much of it is related to each thing. There's also a lot, when you have surgeries, especially plastic surgery, there's a lot of fluid retention and inflammation, which is why people suggest you do lymphatic drainage massages after any sort of like plastic surgery procedure, because that's going to help your body get rid of all the excess inflammation and fluids. I haven't done that, but I know that that can also lead to weight gain. So I'm actually not 100% sure how much of the weight that I've gained is due to me actually just eating a lot of food, not a lot of food, eating more food while not moving my body at all, and how much of it is due to me being like inflamed. When I had originally heard about the inflammation and the water retention, I assumed that it would just be in my arms, but apparently that is not true. Apparently the water retention and inflammation after surgery happens throughout your entire body, which I did not know. So I wasn't prepared for that, but it is okay, right? So I know that like I look a little bit bigger and I can see it. There's been times where I've looked at myself and had a moment where I'm just like I don't like that. Like I want to look smaller. And I think it's okay to have a goal for your body that is different than what you currently look like. But I made sure to not let it get to a place where I felt bad about myself, because I know that I had surgery, which causes inflammation and water retention. But that aside, I also know that I was not eating as clean as I could or as restrictive as I could, and was not moving my body. So I know that those things are true. So I know that with the recipe of eating more and not moving your body, that's a recipe for weight gain in itself. So even if all of this weight gain is from the water retention all over my body, I also know that I wasn't doing what I needed to be doing as far as moving my body and eating right, which was due to the fact that I had surgery. So I know that, and since last week, I have been back in the gym. I have been back moving just all the time, and I have been back eating better. Some things that I've been doing to eat better is I make sure that I eat my breakfast before I have my coffee, which has been hard for me because I'm very much a get up in the morning and make a cup of coffee type of girl. That's who I am. But no, I've been having my breakfast first, and my breakfast almost religiously has been eggs and strawberries. Sometimes eggs, turkey, bacon, strawberries. Sometimes egg bites, like the Costco ones. Oh my God, those are so good. That's way better than Starbucks. But the Costco egg bites, the bacon and cheese one, so good. Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll do a two hard-boiled eggs and some strawberries. Sometimes scrambled eggs with like spinach and mushrooms and onions in there and strawberries. And then if I'm really getting the egg ick and I'm just tired of eggs, I'll do a ratio protein yogurt with strawberries and protein granola. So that's one of the two breakfasts that I have. Like I really don't waver on that. I have one of those two breakfasts. And then I'll have my coffee because I'm not giving up coffee. If I don't have coffee, I have matcha, but I need caffeine. If I go to the gym, I have my protein shake. And then for lunch and dinner, that's where I switch it up. But I've been being very intentional about just keeping my portions smaller and not eating later. And a great way that I've found that has helped me avoid eating late is I have a hard rule that I do not eat in my bedroom. So I know that I don't want to eat past 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. I transition myself out of the living room kitchen area and come upstairs in my house to where there's none but bedrooms up here. and I stay up here for the rest of the night. And that just like, I feel like sometimes the late night snacking is due to proximity to the kitchen. And of course, depending on how your house is set up, not everyone's going to be able to fix their proximity to the kitchen. But even if it's like you gotta like just stay in your room, get away from the kitchen as much as you can. Proximity has helped. So me being upstairs and just not being near the kitchen has stopped that. And I make sure I have my big Awala water bottle with me while I'm upstairs. Another thing that I've been making sure that I'm doing is getting back on track with my vitamins, because I'm not always completely consistent with that, but I also know that that plays a role. So taking my vitamins, making sure that I'm eating right, getting my water, getting right back into doing everything that I was doing before. And I have a very, very strict belief system in that I don't believe that consistency means doing great all the time and being perfect. I think that that's perfection, and consistency and perfection are not the same thing, right? So I believe that regardless of me gaining weight, I'm still consistent. And I believe even if you have gained weight in your journey, you are still consistent. Consistency is literally staying the course, and if and when there is a setback, because there will be, getting back on it and like being able to clock it. Like, okay, I've gained some weight, let me get back to it. That's consistency. So I don't view weight gain as a setback in that way. I just see it as, all right, you gained weight, girl, let's get back to the plan. And I'm doing that. So that's where I'm at with that. And something that's helping me with that, and this I kind of hinted to, well, not hinted to, I straight up made a reel about it on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this. But something that while I was towards the tail end of my recovery journey that was really interfering with me being successful was the fact that my job was stressing me out. My job had gotten to a place where I could not come home and unplug. Like, I was coming home so stressed. I was coming home feeling bad about myself. I was coming home just feeling like I can't do anything right. And part of that is trauma from past jobs. And part of that is the way that people at my job were choosing to just mess things up. Because in case you don't know, I used to be a teacher. After the pandemic, I decided to leave the classroom, but I didn't leave education. I became a recruiter. So I was recruiting teachers, and I loved doing that. Like, that was something that genuinely brought me joy, until people decided to make a situation that was joyful and turn it into something that was toxic. And I'm the type of person that when I'm in a toxic environment, I cannot thrive. Like, I cannot thrive around that type of energy. And I had been feeling that energy coming for a while. And because of the comfort of having a traditional job, I kept kind of pushing through it. But it got to the point where I would come home and just be sad, to where like I couldn't show up for my daughter the way I wanted to. I couldn't show up as a mom, as a wife, as me, as a content creator, as anything the way that I wanted to, because my job was just taking so much of my like physical and emotional energy. And with every single meeting that it got worse. With the last one, I came home and I told Chad, like, I can't work there. Like, I can't work there and show up for myself in every other part of my life. So I made the difficult decision to quit my job with literally no backup plan. Like, no backup plan. Like, I have nothing. I didn't have a job lined up. I didn't have a plan on what I was going to do next. But what I knew is that my job was interfering with my ability to be the best version of myself. So I had to go. And it's sad because it really didn't have to be that way. Like, it really was individuals choosing to make the environment toxic versus like the job itself being bad. But that was enough for me. Like, I have been in a situation, and this is the type of thing, if you've taught in Brooklyn at charter schools, you know, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna name them, but if you've taught in Brooklyn charter schools, you're gonna know what I'm talking about here. My first 4 or 5 years of teaching, I worked at one of the most toxic charter schools in Brooklyn. A school that literally they base their training on making people feel horrible about themselves and pride themselves on giving more negative feedback than positive in order to motivate you to constantly be like in fear of your job, like that type of place. And I have so much trauma from working there that like the moment anything starts feeling like that, granted where I would just quit is nothing like that, right? But anytime a job starts to feel anything like that, I gotta go. I have to go. And that's just to protect my mental health, to protect my space, to protect me in a way that is very necessary for me. That job was so bad. My first job in teaching was so bad that I needed therapy to recover from it, and I still haven't recovered. So the moment that my job that I just quit started to feel like that, oh, I had to go. And I did. And for right now, not to say that this is going to be forever, but for right now, my full-time job is content creation. So it will really help me out if you support the content and watch the videos that I'm going to be putting out. That means that I have a lot more time to put out more content. So you'll see me more on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and everywhere that I create content, because this is my full-time job at the moment. That's not to say that I don't want to still have a traditional job. It just means that I want a traditional job that doesn't make me feel like I need to go to therapy to heal from a job. Like, I don't think work needs to be stressful. I genuinely don't believe that. I don't believe that work should feel so stressful and like deteriorating to your mental health that you come home and feel like a shell of yourself. Like, I don't think that that's healthy. And there is no amount of money that can make me do that every single day for a living. Now with content creation, transparently, I do make money from content creating, but it is not consistent. It is not something that is consistent month to month. And part of that was due to me not being consistent. So I also really wanted to challenge myself to being consistent and showing up for myself on all of my platforms to see what the fruits of my labor can be, right? So that's where I'm at right now. And that is the goal currently, to see how long I can sustain this while simultaneously continuing to look for a job that meets my needs, right? So I don't want to just get a job for the sake of getting a job, but I do want to find something. I love being a recruiter. I still want to find something in that field, but I want to find the right job for me, and I want to find a job that is not going to mess my mental health up any more than it already is. I'm already hanging on by a thread, to be honest. But yes, it is 2:59. I need to leave the house to pick Ryan up from kindergarten. I still can't believe this little girl's in kindergarten. I feel like I had her yesterday, but she's in kindergarten, and it's 3 o'clock now. I'm gonna be late. I need to pick her up from kindergarten. I hope you stuck around to the whole video. I mean, if you're hearing me say this, you stuck around to the whole video, which really helps me out since this is literally my job now. So just want to express some gratitude for everybody who supports my content. Because of you, I was able to leave a toxic environment instead of feeling like financially I needed to stay in that. And that I would not have that if it wasn't for everybody who chooses to support my content and support me on this journey. I love you, and I just want to make sure that you know how much I appreciate you for that, and just for being like my source of community as a whole. I feel so supported by every single person who genuinely supports my channel and communicates with me. I love hearing from you. I love knowing what's going on in your journeys. I'm constantly hearing about how much of a support I am to people's journeys, but I genuinely don't think that y'all understand how much you support me throughout my journey and have made me feel loved and have made me feel seen and have made me feel supported throughout this entire thing. Content aside, just literally the journey that I've been on, I feel more supported than you could even know. So like I said, I have so much more videos coming, and if you are not already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you will never miss another video from me, and I will see you in my next video.
Where in the world is Karen San Diego? From BK to Belly, it's anywhere she say so. She changing your life, can see it straight through her eyes.